Something huge is happening in the world of AI. And, it's being led by the company that pretty much kicked this whole revolution off.
Yeah, I'm talking about OpenAI. We all know them, right? They're the folks who gave us ChatGPT, completely changing the game by teaching AI how to talk.
Well, get this. Now they're teaching it to walk. They're moving beyond just the digital world, beyond the screen, and into our physical world. OpenAI is literally giving its AI a body. And believe me, that changes everything. So let's dive in and break down exactly what's going on. And comeback is the perfect word here. Because what makes this whole thing so fascinating is that, well, this isn't their first rodeo with robots, not by a long shot. Okay, so check this out. Just a few years ago, back in 2021, OpenAI actually shut down their entire robotics division. Can you believe it? They decided to go all in on language models, the stuff that eventually became ChatGPT. But now, after 3 years of just laser focusing on that AI brain, they're jumping right back in. And they're not doing it alone. They're teaming up with a major humanoid robotics company called Figure AI. So this isn't some random pivot. No, this is a super calculated strategic move. So you gotta ask, why the big comeback now? Well, the reason is actually a really practical, real-world problem. We've got massive labor shortages. The whole point here is to create robots that can actually step in and help out in crucial industries like healthcare, logistics, even retail. We're talking about something that could totally reshape how these businesses operate. And you can bet OpenAI isn't the only player on the field. Not at all. Their big announcement has basically just fired the starting pistol on a brand new, super high-stakes robotics race. So the question is, who else is in the running? It's kind of shaping up into two main groups. On one side, you've got this brand new alliance, right? The super smart AI brain from OpenAI paired with the advanced body from Figure AI. But they are going up against some serious heavy hitters. You've got Tesla, of course, with their Optimus bot, and then there's Agility Robotics, whose robot Digit is already out there, getting tested in places like warehouses. It's like the ultimate matchup, a top-tier software company versus these established hardware giants. The race is definitely on. Okay, but how does this even work? Like, how do you actually take a digital AI and give it a physical body? Let's get into the nuts and bolts of the tech, because this is really where the brain meets the brawn. So the secret sauce here is something called Vision Language Models, or VLMs for short. Think of it like this. It's an AI that can see with its eyes, or cameras, and understand what it's seeing using language, all at the same time. So you can just talk to it. You say, hey, pick up that apple and put it in the basket. The VLM sees the apple, it sees the basket, and it connects your words to those objects to take action. It's the crucial link between our world and the AI's digital mind. When you break it down, the formula is actually pretty straightforward. Step 1, you need the hardware, the body. That's the brawn, and it comes from Figure AI. It's a really advanced, human-like robot. Step 2, you need the software, the brain. That's where OpenAI comes in, plugging in its super powerful vision language model. And step 3, the result. You get a robot that isn't just following a script. It can actually see, understand, and interact with the world around it all by itself. It's a huge leap. And you can imagine, the potential for this is just huge. We're talking about one single type of robot that could learn to do almost anything. I mean, from tedious stuff at home like folding laundry, all the way to really complex jobs on a factory floor. Okay, a tech revolution this massive has some absolutely staggering numbers behind it. So let's do what we always do. Let's follow the money. First up, let's just look at the humanoid robot market as a whole. By 2030, it's expected to be worth over $15 billion. That is not a small number. That's a serious industry right there. But hold on. To really get a sense of OpenAI's ambition, look at their projection for that same year. They're forecasting over $100 billion in revenue. Just think about that. That tells you everything you need to know. For them, robotics isn't just some side hustle. It's a core part of their strategy to completely dominate the market. And the growth here is just explosive. I mean, look at this chart. We're going from just under $3 billion in 2025 to over $15 billion just 5 years later. That's some serious exponential growth. But honestly, the biggest, most mind-blowing number is the one that impacts all of us. Globally, experts think this new wave of automation could save companies, get ready for this,
$2 trillion a year in labor costs. A year! We are talking about an economic shakeup on a scale that we have maybe never seen before. Okay, $2 trillion is a wild number to think about, but what does this all actually mean for you and me? For our jobs, for our day-to-day lives?
Well, the workplace is definitely in for a major transformation. Some studies are predicting that by 2030, as much as 3 hours of a typical knowledge worker's day could be automated. Now, that could lead to a massive 40% jump in productivity. But here's the really interesting part. It's not all about jobs disappearing. The same experts estimate that around 50 million new kinds of jobs will pop up, jobs that are all about humans and AI working together. So the bottom line is, if your company isn't thinking about how to integrate AI, you're going to be left behind. The very definition of work is changing.
Of course, when we talk about intelligent robots walking around, that brings up some pretty big ethical questions, right? And Figure AI seems to know that. They've been very public about it, putting out statements saying they are committed to human safety and well-being, and, this is a big one, that they are explicitly avoiding any and all military uses. That's a really important promise to make as this tech becomes more and more real.
So when you put it all together, by the time we get to 2030, AI and robotics aren't going to be some cool niche tech anymore. The consensus is that they're going to be as fundamental to our lives and our economy as electricity or the internet. Just a basic part of how the world works.
And that really leaves us with one final huge question. Humans and intelligent robots are about to coexist. This isn't a movie, it's not a book, it's happening. For the very first time, we're about to share our world, our offices, our factories with truly intelligent machines. So the question is, are we ready?